is going on, Aries? Welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazzy, your reader for today. This is going to be your, what is the next major event taking place in your life, okay, that is coming up in the near future. All right, so this reading is timeless, so that means that when you are drawn to this message is when it is meant for you. All right, so just know that this is a general reading. As always, please take what resonates, what makes sense to you, leave what does not for someone else. Okay, so for those of you that are interested in booking a private consultation, checking out the Your Other Elements playlist, checking out my Etsy wishlist, donating to the channel, donating your girl a coffee, any of that information it will be found in the description box of every single one of my videos below. And also, I newly started a Patreon account, so for those of you that are interested in Patreon memberships, you can feel free to check that info out. Obviously on Patreon at Elevated Spirits. So I've only made one post there so far because I just literally just did it. So yeah, I definitely have a lot of content though that I do intend on giving to the Patreon gang, and just having it. I intend for it to be just like a whole different vibe over there, just because I want to make it different. You know, I want it to be something different for those that are interested in, having more content with me, one-on-one, more intimate, more personable. That is what that area is for. Okay, so let's get into this for Aries. So we have 12. Interesting, very interesting. So I literally just did Aquarius's reading right before yours, and the first number they got out is 12 too. Okay, so I feel like some of you may be definitely going through a transformation at this time, and I mean hangman energy, awakening, kind of seeing things differently, maybe feeling stuck because you're going through awakening at this time. Okay, 12 came out again, so some of you may be seeing 12. I always recommend checking in with your own intuition before you looking up, on Google or whatever for what the meanings are, because they're always going to be personal to you based on what you got going on, where your energy is vibrating, what your thoughts are at the time, what's, all that stuff, all the, different factors that play into the messages when we get them. So I always recommend checking in with your own intuition first, and then if you're feeling guided to or so called, then, looking further for outside insights, looking outside for a further insight. Okay, so I always want to get at least 3 different numbers. So we got 12. So we got 3, okay, 3, which 12, okay, the 1 plus 2 equals 3 reduces to 3. So some of you may be a life path 3, you may be seeing 333, maybe 33, okay. Let's see, let's get one more. And we have 1. Interesting. So Aquarius also, Aquarius also got 1. So like I said, for those of you that are dealing with Aquarius or Aquarius in your chart, you may want to check out that reading as well. But yeah, any of these numbers can be life path numbers. It could be anniversary dates, like birth dates that may be specific to you. They could be numbers that you're seeing, at this time, like repeating numbers. So take them as they resonate. All right. Please don't try to make the messages fit if it is not for you. All right. So let's get into this, Aries. So totally different spread, different layout for this reading. Okay. So ooh, home. All right. So for some of you, you may be moving. Okay. Travel. Yeah. Some of you may be selling a home. That may be the next this next major event for some of you. Is you may find yourself moving. Some of you may be purchasing a home. If you are, congrats, big fucking congrats, Aries. That is I feel like a really big accomplishment. Okay, that not a lot of people get to make in this lifetime, let alone during during this time, with all the things that are going on. So we're gonna pull a major arcana for to get further insight to what this major event is for you guys, the next major event in your life, Aries. So Spirit for Aries, what is this? Let's get more insight to what is this major event for Aries. So we have Moon at the bottom. So this is, I feel like, something you haven't seen yet, but wow, transformation. Some of you may be dealing with the Scorpio. You may have Scorpio in your chart. You may be a Scorpio, but cross-watching for Aries. So however Scorpio is showing up for you, but this is definitely speaking of transformation. Like I said, some of you are moving and it's maybe changing your life. There could have been a recent death that, has happened, and it's maybe now you're moving. For those of you where that resonates, my condolences. That is something we're all bound to experience in this lifetime. So it's inevitable. Death is inevitable, but I look at death very differently than I used to. And so, it's just more so, I feel like, a matter of, appreciating people while they're here, enjoying the challenges along with the memories and the good times and the laughs, and, taking it all in, because it's all temporary. Okay. So yeah, let's get some further insight into this. So yeah. Ooh, Aries. I feel like these readings, I'm glad that Spirit gave me this topic to do these readings for, because I feel like they're all going to be quite deep. I'm a deep person, okay, if y'all haven't noticed, for those that you know, have been rocking with the girl for a little while. I'm a deep person, so I appreciate the depth of, you know, these readings when it comes that way. So for those of you that appreciate, you know, some depth and some substance as well, all right, I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, so I feel like some of you are maybe moving homes. You guys may be guided to declutter at this time, maybe clean up your home, getting rid of things. Some of you may be, you know, kind of like getting rid of things for maybe someone, like I said, that has passed. And more recently, you may be, you know, clearing things out from that. Or some of you may just be simply moving homes, and it's kind of like uprooting, where you're just needing a fresh, brand new, clean slate, brand new start to life. Okay, so let's see. Spirit, what else for Aries? What's the next major event? Let's get some more insight. Next major event for Aries, Spirit. Let's see what's going on. Some of you may be moving or leaving a situation, like ending a connection, and someone could be kind of like begging you to stay. Someone could be like begging you not to leave, is also what I'm getting here for some of you. So take that as it resonates. That's obviously not going to be for everyone, but interesting. It's funny because I wasn't going to take it, but then it just like kind of fell out. Like, you know, like I was done, then another one fell out. So we have 3. So first card out is the evil eye. All right. So for some of you, this could definitely be people around you that are envious, that are jealous, sending you, you know, bad juju or whatever, because they're maybe jealous of where you're at, where you're going, how your life is changing. Okay. For some of you, this could be people that you live with, and that could be why you're, you know, moving homes. This could just be realizing like it, you know, where you're at is toxic. You're not able to grow. You're not maybe able to really be your true authentic self because of the energy that is sent your way. All right. So the next card out was, all abundance blocks are now removed. Claim it. So I feel like for some of you, you guys have been maybe wanting to move homes, or been feeling the need to move, or, you know, just kind of like I said, have a brand new fresh start in life. And I feel like that's happening for you, where I feel like you're being protected at this time as well, okay, from people that are maybe sending you, or have been sending you negative energy. I feel like all that has been removed, whether it's maybe from your own work, or maybe from the work you've been doing on yourself. Like maybe for those of you that are like myself, that you know, practice the craft. Some of you may be doing your own like blockage removals, things like that. That could be actually showing up for you, like kind of like showing you how the work you've been doing on yourself to maybe get yourself out of, you know, certain situations. You're seeing the evidence of that, like the results of that. Okay, it's actually working. All right. You can still love without being consumed with care. Absolutely. So I feel like for some of you, this is, I feel like this has to do with the situation that could be ending for some of you. And I feel like it's maybe some of you may be moving out, where you're just kind of realizing like, you know what, this worked as long as it was meant to work. And now it's time, you know, to do something different, time for a new start, a new fresh beginning somewhere else. And I feel like it's to say that, you know, no love is lost. I feel like for some of you, you can love people from a distance. Okay. So whether this is family, some of you may be moving your family, like moving out of a family home, or moving out of your parents' home, or, you know, something like that, just like kind of moving out on your own. And I feel like some people around you may be taking it personally. Okay. They may be jealous at the fact that maybe, you know, you're moving, and it's like things are maybe have been, I feel like kind of for some of you Scorpios, things have been really difficult. And so now that your things are finally moving forward, there could be people around you that are kind of jealous, like, oh, you know, you think you're the shit because you get to leave, or you're moving, so you think you're better than everybody, whatever. I really don't feel like that's the case, but I feel like Spirit wants you to continue to keep yourself in your path ahead at the forefront of your mind. Okay. Know that you can still love people, you know, because especially if it's family, people like that you know, you grew up with, and, you know, it's like you can love them, but you don't have to you don't have to care, meaning that you can love them unconditionally, right? Meaning you love them no matter what. But when you remove the care from that, means that whatever decisions they make and the problems that they get themselves into, you don't have to consume yourself with all that and let that affect your life and your decision making, but because of the love you have for them, right? You don't need to let that affect you, because that can either help you or be the detriment of you. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, this is Spirit's way of reminding you that, you know, sometimes, you know, you do what you can for other people, but at some point you have to put yourself first as well. Okay. So let's get into this for Aries. I almost called you guys Scorpio just because I was looking at that death card. So let's see. Spirit for Aries. Let's get some more insight onto what this event is exactly for Aries. All right. Knight of Pumpkins. Knight of Pumpkins. So the Knight of Pumpkins is the Knight of Pentacles in traditional tarot decks. So for some of you, this has to do with something, like I said, that you were in long term, something you've been in, you know, or a connection you've been in for a long time, for years, for some of you, okay? Because the pumpkins, I mean, the pentacles represent years in the tarot. So I feel like for some of you, this could definitely be someone or something you've been involved in for quite some time, okay? But for others of you, this could have to do with your finances, like where this was talking about abundance, blocks are now removed. I feel like for some of you, this has been, you know, people living in, you know, people that maybe you've been around, that's kind of been blocking your progress, you know, for moving forward. So for some of you, this has to do with, or if you've been struggling financially or whatever, I feel like some of you are, whatever has been blocking you from maybe making the money you needed to make, or making the type of finances you need to really be on your own, or to have long-term stability in your life. That is what's coming for you. Okay. So let's see. How may this be challenging, Aries Spirit? How may this major event be challenging, Aries? Right, the Hierophant. Okay, so it may be challenging you because this could have to do with, like I said, a long-term commitment. This could be a marriage for some of you that, you know, it's kind of like, for some of you, you have a spouse that is literally jealous of you, is what just came to me. So for some of you, and that's totally possible. That is definitely fucking possible, where even if it's someone you've been with for years, or it's like, you know that anything that I make, you're going to benefit from. So why would you be jealous? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like for some of you, that's human nature, right? If people aren't on their path or in their purpose the way you are, or they don't, you know, you've been maybe making changes. I feel like some of you have been maybe working on yourself, doing different things, and you have people around you that maybe aren't doing as good as they could, or they're not doing the things that they know they should be doing, because why? It's more easy and comfortable to not make changes, right? So I feel like for some of you, like I said, this could definitely be a marriage, or just someone that you've been with for quite some time, where things is like, I feel like something has to end, something has to change here. And I feel like that some of you Scorpios, or not Scorpios, sorry, Aries, may be leaving a situation because now that, you know, things that may have been keeping you stuck or blocked have been removed. Now you're seeing things clearly. I feel like for some of you, you love this person, but you know that things have to change. You know that it's time for you to move. It's time for you to switch homes or move out into your own home. For some of you, it's just kind of like, you know, it may be challenging though, because you guys maybe have, you know, you're married, or maybe you, like I said, you've been with this person for quite some time. But I feel like, you know, this is also an indication when this Hierophant comes out, is you've learned all you were supposed to learn. Like all the lessons that you needed to learn out of this situation has been learned. So it's kind of like, you know, it's coming to the time where it's like, it's time to do something different. You've gathered all the wisdom and knowledge that you possibly could out of the situation, and now it's time for you to take that wisdom and knowledge and use it, you know, going forward towards your next situation or your next part of your journey. Okay, so let's see, what is this trying to teach or show, Aries Spirit? What is this situation trying to show or teach, Aries? Devil, the master. So two major arcanas out here. Okay, so for some of you, this could definitely be a Capricorn. We also have Taurus out here. You could be dealing with any of those signs. They could be of significance to you, but this has to do with, this is trying to show you how codependency, you know, because the devil represents materialism. It could represent anything we do in excess, okay? Anything that is based on, you know, the material realm, the 3D realm, right? Which is the lower vibrational density. So this is, you know, our ego. This represents our ego. The things that make us, that may basically have dominion over us, or that treat us like, you know, like we're a puppet to it, right? So the master, that's why the devil represents the master, because they're essentially, you know, that puppeteer, right? That puppeteer master that, you know, kind of makes you do certain things, or makes you feel bad about doing certain things, or, you know, all that. So I feel like what this is teaching you and showing you is how, I feel like for some of you, you know, when you are in that you can lose yourself to a connection. I feel like some of you may have lost yourself in a connection because you've been there for so long. You've been maybe got comfortable, and it's like you realize how when we are with people for so long, we get too comfortable, and then we don't feel like changing. We don't feel the need to change. We don't feel the need to grow. We lose ourselves. I've done that. That's why this from experience as well. I've done it, right? Not knowing, like a lot of the things that I've been learning over the years and teaching myself and reparenting myself were all from things that I was never taught. So, and that's one of them, codependency, right? Staying in things and situations too long because we're comfortable, because you know, we've gotten to a point where we feel like we need that person, or we can't function without them, or we won't do well if we don't take them with us, or, you know, whatever that is. So for some of you, this is teaching you where some of you maybe have gotten too codependent in a connection, or vice versa, where someone you're with has maybe gotten too codependent on you and it's become toxic, or it's become, you know, to your detriment, right? To where you find yourself overeating, you're not happy, you're, you know, exhausted, you're, you know, maybe picked up some bad habits, some things you've become addicted to because of the partner you're around, or because things have just been so stressful that, you know, that's how you've learned to cope, right? So but for some of you, this is reflecting to you, showing you where, you know, this needs to change, where something has maybe gotten toxic, has maybe gotten a little out of hand. And the only way for some of you maybe to get out of that is to be on your own, to maybe move homes and, you know, or get rid of the things in your homes. For some of you, this has to do with decluttering, you know, totally transforming your life starts with your environment, right? The environment, you know, around you, as within, so without. So when you clean up your outside space, it also helps clean up the inside space, right? So I just saw 1555 on the timer. So for some of you, could definitely be referring to changes, major changes that could be happening at this time. Okay, 5 here is as well. So 5, so double fives, 10. Okay, so it definitely represents changes, new starts, fresh new starts, new beginnings. And for some of you, that is what's necessary here. This is happening in order to, you know, have you kind of like jump into a brand new timeline. For some of you, a brand new life, have a clean new fresh start, fresh slate. Okay, so let's see, how is Spirit, how are you helping Aries with this situation? How are you helping Aries, Spirit? 9 of Candles. So Spirit is helping you persevere. Spirit is helping you push through. Spirit knows you've been through a lot, and you know, I feel like some of you may feel weak, you may feel weary at times, but I feel like Spirit is definitely giving you the strength you need to overcome, to push through, to push forward. I feel like some of you, it's teaching you how to have boundaries as well, okay? Because like for me, when I've experienced things that I've experienced with the devil, okay, is about boundaries. I've learned that a lot of that stuff came from not knowing, for one, what the fuck boundaries were, let alone having them and executing them. Okay, so for some of you, Spirit is helping you have boundaries, maybe with the individual or with yourself. Okay, it's like, but it starts with you even acknowledging that there is an issue, right? By you acknowledging that there's something that you need boundaries with, is then where you can implement what boundaries you need to put in place, and then actually executing the boundary, right? So I feel like for some of you, Spirit is helping you maybe have set healthy boundaries with a person or with the situation, a connection. Okay, like I said, I feel like this is something you've been in for quite some time, and so Spirit is helping you maybe set healthy boundaries with this person. Okay, I feel like, like I said, this person could be jealous of you. They could be jealous of your progress, your success, or something that maybe is changing for you. Or maybe they feel your energy shifting or changing in some way, Aries. And I feel like this person maybe, you know, kind of growing jealous. That it's like, well, you know, do the work, do the fucking work. It's that simple, right? So let's see, Spirit, what's the potential outcome? And I say potential because we all have free will, so that means that every decision you make moment to moment can definitely change the trajectory or outcome of any situation. So, because each of us are essentially the co-creator of our reality, right? You co-create with Spirit. So let's see, what's the potential outcome, Spirit, for Aries? 8 of Candles. So forward movement, progress forward, okay? But things can take off very quickly. Things can be happening really quickly. So Queen of Swords is at the bottom here. So the Queen of Swords is a no bullshit queen, okay? She is someone who is, she can be cold when necessary, but she communicates clearly. She is direct. She doesn't play any fucking games. She will cut your ass off in a heartbeat if she needs to, okay? So I feel like some of you may be embracing and embodying this energy at this time, okay? That's the energy that maybe is available to you as well. If you feel like you need it or need to embody, that is available to you. But I feel like some of you are moving. Some of you may be guided to move homes. Like I said, if there has been a death that has recently taken place, some of you may be guided to sell your home and to just travel. Maybe take the money you've made from that home and travel. Okay, for some of you that may be, or this could always too represent, moving, totally like moving cities, moving states, moving countries, whatever that is. Whatever it is taking you out of your comfort zone. Okay, but for some of you, that is what's necessary. Where you're being guided. I feel like some of you have been somewhere for so long, and now that maybe someone has finally passed on, or maybe for some of you it's like parents, right? For example, just an example, where if someone has passed on and it's like now I can finally live my life. And some of you may be guided to, like I said, sell a family home or even rent it out and, you know, travel and maybe start focusing on the things that you've always wanted to do, but maybe you've put off because you were with someone or in a connection for so long. You had to, you know, it's like when you commit yourself in that way, you're kind of restricted to the, sometimes, obviously not, that isn't for everyone, but sometimes you're kind of restricted to the things you can do or the trips you can make and things like that, because you then have to take other people into consideration. So I feel like for some of you, this is kind of like, you know, transpiring in a way where it's like freeing you and showing you where you've maybe been too, you know, reliant on someone else or them you, and now it's putting you in a position to have healthy boundaries and move forward, where things I feel like are going to start progressing forward very quickly. Things are going to start moving quickly, and you guys may be guided to take some sort of action that's going to put things into motion in some type of way. Okay, so let's clarify this energy, shall we? So, Spirit for Aries. Let's see what the heck's going on for the Aries, Spirit. What is going on? What's going on? Spirit, let's clarify. What's the Knight of Pumpkins for Aries, please? So, clarifying the Knight of Pumpkins is victory, triumph, and success. So this is the Ace of Swords. So for one, let's just put it out there and let it be known. This is Archangel Michael showing up real strong in the reading. Okay, so for some of you, Archangel Michael is definitely has a hand in what's going on right now. Okay, so I would also, for those of you that believe in archangels, deal with archangels, work with them, I feel like Archangel Michael is letting it be known for those that, you know, resonate with the archangels, that he is here with you. Anything that has been confusing to you or maybe you've been unsure about, okay, you're getting clarity about it. If you haven't, you will. Okay, now for others of you, this could definitely be something that you've been waiting quite some time for. Okay, maybe a lump sum of money for some of you that could be coming through. You could be getting some sort of communication that you've been waiting quite some time to hear, whether this is a truth that could be coming out after maybe a death has taken place, right? Maybe some truth or clarity has come out. Maybe this is some sort of like the Ace of Swords also represents communication, right? So, electronic communication. So this could obviously, yes, be a phone call that you get, but this could also be an email. It could be coming from email, a letter, some type of electronic response or correspondence that could be coming to some of you that could have to do with, like I said, a large sum of money. So it could represent an inheritance, where maybe for some of you, you're receiving an inheritance if there has been a recent death that has taken place. Some of you may be getting communication that you're the heir to the home, or, like that, this is now your home or something like that. So some of you, that could be what's removing your abundance blocks here. And there could be people jealous, like I said. Some of you may be just receiving an inheritance, though, that allows you to buy a new home, that maybe you're purchasing your first home. And for some of you, that's a breakthrough energy that maybe you've been waiting quite some time to experience, and maybe it just so happened to come by way of receiving an inheritance from, someone that has passed on. That's obviously not for everyone, so please don't take it or get offended if that's not for you. But I feel like for some of you, that is, how this is playing out. You'll be surprised the way, things pan out for us, where it's like you wouldn't have expected, like, that's how I was going to purchase my first home, like, you never know. Things happen in the path of least resistance. So the easiest way Spirit can get it to you is how it's going to come. So that's why it's always important to be careful what you wish for, because you never know the sacrifices that come along the way to getting, to achieving whatever that goal is. So, let's see. So how this may be challenging you is the Hierophant. So Spirit, can we clarify the Hierophant for Aries, or how this may be challenging Aries? Solitude. So this is the Hermit. All right, so some of you, this could be you could be dealing with the Virgo. You may have Virgo in your chart. Like I said, we also have Capricorn here as well. So I feel like for some of you, it's like, I feel like it's the idea of maybe you've been with someone for so long, and then I feel like it's like the shift of being with someone, around someone all the time, to then now being by yourself. So for some of you, if this has to do with, like I said, a recent, someone has transitioned, I feel like it's like you were there with them all the time, you talked to them all the time, and then now you're by yourself. Okay, that's for some of you. Now for others of you, this could just be simply, like you were with someone for quite some time, you're around them, even if it's just moving, maybe just moving homes or moving out of a home, right? Maybe deciding that, we've been together for years, and it's just, our journey has run its course. I feel like for some of you, like I said, it's difficult because you're married to this person. For some of you, you've just been in a commitment. You've been committed to the same person for so long. And now it's like, now I get to be by myself. Now I get to spend time with myself and really reflect on my own journey. You know, the work that maybe I still need to do, what I want for myself, what I need for myself, time with myself, learning how to be by yourself and being okay with being by yourself. For some of you, that could be definitely challenging. I've had to experience that as well. And I grew up being the only child, and I hated it, like, you know, but now I've also learned why I didn't like it, but also learned how to enjoy being on my own and enjoy my own company, right? So I feel like for some of you, it's about kind of like relearning this challenge of relearning how to be okay with being by yourself, how to learn how to be comfortable looking at yourself, looking at your own wounds, looking at the things that you still need to heal, and how you contribute to every situation. That none of us are perfect. So, you know, while we like to, you know, point fingers about, you know, other people and their traits, they're always people that we interact with are always mirror reflections of some aspect within us as well. So it's kind of like taking that into account, that, you know, you have just as much of a important role in a situation as someone else does. Okay, so let's see, what is trying to teach or show you, Spirit? What is this? Let's clarify the devil for Aries. What this is trying to teach and show Aries, Spirit. Six of Pentacles. So I feel like for some of you, this is talking about, you know, asking for help when you need it, but also, you know, others. Okay, I feel like this has to do with other people, where it's like you can help other people, but we also need to make sure that people have the ability to stand on their own 2 feet, and vice versa. Okay, so it's like, I feel like it's giving me this codependent energy again here. Okay, where I feel like for some of you, it's like something is happening to where maybe you're breaking through and able to move maybe out of your parents' home or out of someone else's home that maybe you were renting, or like I said, if this is someone that you've been, you know, in a long-term commitment with, or some type of connection. For some of you, this could even be a job. Okay, this could even be a job where you're getting the opportunity to move and totally transform and change your life, and maybe you're needing to move homes because of a new job you got. You know, however that resonates. But for some of you, I really feel like this is Spirit trying to teach you how, you know, how helping other people can turn into something codependent, where when you help too much, they get reliant on it, where it's like if you help so regularly, people tend to expect it. Okay, so whether this is for you or someone else, whether it's about you expecting that from other people and needing to maybe be more independent and self-sufficient and stand on your own, or if this is talking about someone else you've been with that maybe has done that with you, where they've gotten so used to your help to where they then depend on it, they rely on it too much, where they know, they take it for granted. They end up taking it for granted because they know you'll always be there. So for some of you, this is, you know, something changing or shifting to where it's like positioning other people, I feel like, to be able to, you know, rely more on themselves versus someone else, and for you as well. Okay, so let's see, Spirit, how are you? Let's clarify the 9 of Candles for how you're helping Aries with this situation. Spirit, let's clarify the 9 of Candles. Hope. So this is a star. Okay, so this is Aquarius energy. Some of you may be dealing with Aquarius or have Aquarius in your chart. But this is about, you know, being on the right path, knowing that you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing in the direction that you're being guided to go at this time. Okay, I feel like Spirit is helping you see that, you know, the way that things are going, even if other people around you may not agree, they may not like it, they may have something to say, they may be jealous about you about it. It's still, I feel like it's destined to play out how it is. Okay, it's destined. This is, you know, the Hope card, Star card represents being on the right path, healing. Okay, it represents going towards your destiny, your North Node. So for some of you, this is, you know, Spirit is helping you persevere because you're going in the right direction. So for some of you, if you've been wondering if this is something you should be doing, or is this the right, you know, the right move to make, the right idea, that is where I feel like I said earlier, Archangel Michael is coming in and showing you and giving you the clarity that you need. If you're confused or unsure, it's being made clear to you that this is the right thing to do, even that not everybody will agree. But guess what? Not everybody is supposed to, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that you still shouldn't do it. It doesn't mean that you still shouldn't make the move or still shouldn't go, you know, and pursue that dream or that goal or do that thing. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, this is, you know, what you've been wishing for, where you've been wishing for an opportunity or a way to, you know, get free of a situation, and the way it's playing out, you know, we don't know how it's going to play out. We just ask, you know, we put in our order, and however it comes, you know, that's how it comes. So I feel like for some of you, Spirit is showing you how, by maybe you not giving up and persevering, how it's granting a wish for you, because you didn't give up, because you kept trying, because you kept going, you kept, trying to do new things, do different things, to where Spirit is giving you, I feel like, giving you that way out. Okay. Some of you, it's been a long time coming. Maybe for those of you that have been maybe in a connection that has become codependent, where someone else has been relying on you too much, Spirit is now giving you a way to free yourself. That maybe, it may be coming in kind of like unfortunate kind of way, but I feel like it's the best way that it could happen at this time. Okay. So, all right. So let's see. Best outcome. It's Justice that fell in my lap. So that's Libra energy. So for some of you, this has to do with karma. This, it's like people's karma plays out how it's supposed to. And will people always agree with it? Does it always seem like it's right or good? No. But it plays karma, that's cause and effect. Whatever you put out comes back. So, you don't really know. We don't know what kind of karma people come into this lifetime with, let alone the karma that's created while they're in the lifetime, like in this lifetime, right? So let's see. Potential outcome. Spirit, let's clarify the 8 of Candles. Ooh, at the bottom we have the Wheel of Fortune. So like I said, I know we talked about the Destiny earlier with the Star card, and then here we go. This is the Destiny card itself, okay? This card in this deck is called Destiny. So I feel like for some of you, again, however things are playing out is how it's meant to. Divine timing is always and has always been at play here. As with everything, right? Things happen exactly when they're supposed to, not when you think it should. So I feel like for some of you, this is Spirit letting you know that how things are playing out, whether it's seems good or not, or, fortunate or not, right? Positive or negative, it's happening how it's supposed to. It's designed, how things are playing out is exactly how it's meant to, okay? So do your best to not take it personally, okay? So for some of you, you're coming into a whole new union. For some of you, this is like, you may end up meeting someone new after maybe this death. If this is like, say for example, for some of you, where this could be a partnership, right? Say a spouse or someone that has recently passed, and that could have passed because maybe, this connection, you were too codependent, and maybe, I feel like if this didn't happen how it did, for some of you, you wouldn't have left. It wouldn't have ended. Like you would end up staying and maybe spend your whole life, in something that was toxic, in something that where you overgave, where maybe it wasn't balanced. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, this is what this was showing you, where, like where things are maybe too codependent or too one-sided, and they need to be more balanced. Okay. So I feel like for some of you, but this had to play out how it did, because you wouldn't have left otherwise. For some of you, it's like, that's the only way you would have left, is if this person dies. And that's typically how it is, especially if you're in a marriage where it's like till death do us part. And I feel like for some of you, that's part of, it's this person passed because all the wisdom, all the lessons that were needed to learn through this connection hasn't been learned. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's like if they have fulfilled their contract, which is also what the Hierophant card represents, right? It represents contracts. So I feel like for some of you, it may feel bad in the moment because of how something ends. But I feel like for some of you, it's to remind you that, for one, like I said, death is inevitable. We're all going to experience it. But not only that, this is also talking about our soul contracts, that the contract, whatever contract that, you maybe encountered with whoever this is, it has been fulfilled. Or this person's soul contract has been fulfilled, and now it's time to move on. So even if this is like, whether it's a physical death or a metaphorical death, however that plays out, it happened how it was supposed to, right? This person, this situation, whatever this is, this contract is over because the time has been like, it's complete. Right? Whatever it was, it's like same thing when you graduate, right? You passed all your classes, you took all the, did all the things required and necessary, and now it's time to graduate. Even if you don't want to, and you're like, I don't want to be, but I enjoy my friends and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, the contract has been served. Like, time is done. Now it's time to go, right? Now it's time to go to the next journey. So I feel like for some of you, that is kind of what I'm getting here. And now, so for those of you, like I was saying earlier, where if this was a connection or a marriage or something that you've been in, whether this person has transitioned physically or metaphorically, or you guys are just simply deciding like this, like this isn't balanced anymore, this is too, toxic. I feel like some of you may be meeting someone new, and I feel like it may be happening very quickly. I feel like some of you may be coming into union or meeting a new person way faster than you ever expected. Okay, that's for some of you. And again, it's happening how it's supposed to. So for those of you where you're just kind of like maybe worried about like, what am I going to do by myself? How am I going to, you know, survive on my own or whatever? There could be, like I said, very quickly someone coming into your life that, you know, you weren't expecting, but it's an alignment for where you're at on your journey now. Okay. So that's for some of you. Now for others of you, this could also be talking about coming into union with yourself, okay? Because the Two of Cups also speaks of you being in union with your own feminine, divine, masculine energy, right? That's the only way for it to be reflected back to you is by you first being in union within yourself. So for some of you, this is maybe what's happening here, okay? Is that all this is playing out is you coming back into like finding yourself again, like being able to be back in balance with yourself, your own feminine masculine energy being back in harmony and balance with their self. Okay. And that's also a very beautiful place to be. So for some of you, you know, that's what's happening. And again, like I said, still firm foundation. So for some of you, like I said, your luck is changing now, right? And some of you are coming into stability here, where you're coming into, like I said, if this is money that may be coming to you, like I said, something you've been waiting quite some time for, or just been really needing that help, and it's coming in a different kind of way. For some of you, you're getting enough to be able to save, to be able to have enough to sit on and, you know, be comfortable. Okay. So let's get some advice. Let's move all this up. I wish I had I wish I could like figure out a different setup so you guys could see the spread a little bit better, but I'm not there right now, so I apologize, you guys, but it's aesthetically pleasing to my visuals right now. So all right, Spirit, some advice for Aries, please. This situation, the next major event for Aries. What is the advice? Most important messages. Oh, God damn it. So first out, Page of Pentacles. Okay. So the Page of Pentacles is a reinvention energy. So some of you may be guided to take a class, learn, okay, about money, learn how to budget, learn about finances, learn how to invest. For some of you, if you're guided to take a class or, you know, just reinvent your life in some type of way, or if that's something you've asked for, that's what's playing out here. Okay. I feel like for some of you, it's like we never think that, well, this is how it's going to play out. Like, I know this is what I asked for, but I didn't ask for it like that. So it's important. It's part of the journey, is to learn, you know, how to be specific with what you're asking for, right? Because it'll come and not always the way that you want it to or think it should, but it comes how it needs to, okay? And you're not going to always agree, but it is what it is, right? So, Spirit, what's some advice, more advice for Aries? Page of Wands here. So 2 pages, these are both messenger cards. So I feel like for some of you, it may be important for you to be open to the messages that may be coming to you at this time, okay? For some of you, this may be someone from your past. It could be resurfacing, okay? So if you're open to that, you know, be prepared for that. But for others of you, this is about, you know, looking back on how far you've come, okay? And knowing that, learning, like really taking stock of what you learned from your past and using that, you know, to help you go forward. I feel like some of you are very powerful. You know, you obviously have everything you need to create the life that you want, but I feel like it's important for you to, you know, also take stock of how far you've come. Look at, you know, what you've learned, so you won't make certain mistakes again, or you won't have certain experiences again, especially ones that were less desired. You won't experience them again when you learn what they were trying to teach you, right? By implementing the lessons learned, you know, going forward, you won't have to worry about experiencing it again. So I feel like for some of you, this is about, you're getting a new opportunity. So I would get excited about it, you know, but also remember what your past has taught you, so you can take those lessons and that guidance going forward to make sure that you're making the best out of the new opportunities that Spirit is giving you at this time, okay? Because you definitely, I feel like, going to have people that are going to try to come against you, people that may not agree. This is, you know, challenges, this is obstacles, but this is also training. This is also teaching you, is preparing you for what you're asking for. So while challenges are inevitable, they're definitely necessary. They're bound to happen, but they're also necessary because they're preparing you for what you're asking for. So let's get you some trinkets, close you guys out. Spirit for Aries. All right, so we have the shark tooth. Okay, I always recommend with numbers and symbols, always check in with your own intuition to see what that means for you in the moment. It's always going to be different, or it can be at least, based on the energy you're in, what you got going on, thought process, all the things. So shark tooth, that may be a significance to some of you. That also represents transformation, which we have the death card there. We also have the Hamza. So for some of you, this has to do with protection, knowing that you're protected and also operating in protection. So this is the Hamza. Like I have my thing here. I'm debating if I should start making these again. These are car charms that I made before, you guys. So for those of you that are interested, car charms to hang on your mirror in your car, right? So for people that try to throw you the evil eye and shit while you're driving, like you have protection while you're on the road. So this is like my Hamza with the evil eye in the middle of it. So it's interesting for those of you that the evil eye came out and the Hamza. Okay, so like I said, for some of you, this is spirit reminding you, letting you know that you are protected. But I would also, you know, say mantras. For those of you that have mantras, establish some or come up with some to help you, you know, throughout your day to protect yourself from people that may be sending you evil eye energy, that jealous energy, that envious energy, whatever that is, you know, so you can repel that and banish it off of you. All right. So we have the heart and the angel wings. So for some of you, like I said, this is definitely speaking of a transition. I feel like some of you, this person, if this is someone who has recently transitioned or left, you know, transitioned off this planet, they're an angel of yours now. I feel like this person definitely is watching over you, very close to you. Okay. I feel like they're protecting you. They're maybe your guardian angel. They're your guardian angel now. Okay. So Gemini, we have Libra, we have Pisces, and we have Taurus. All right. So also we have Gemini, Virgo here with the Magician. We also have Hermit here with the Virgo. We also have Taurus again with the Hierophant. We have Capricorn here with the Devil. We have Aquarius here with the Star. So and then obviously the beginning of the reading, Scorpio, Death card. So you could be dealing with any of those signs. They maybe have significance to you. These could be just simply traits that you guys are embodying or someone around you, because we're all energy. So it's definitely possible to just embody the traits of a sign, okay, if you're not personally dealing with that sign. So Aries, that is what I have for you. I really hope you enjoyed this reading as much as I did giving it to you. I really hope you found some clarity, some insight, encouragement to your situation. Again, for those of you that are experiencing a loss of someone, I get it. We're all in different parts of our journey. So not everybody it's not as easy as, you know, it is for maybe other people yet to see death, you know, in the same way as some of us do. So for those of you that are experiencing that or, you know, going through it and having a difficult time, I'm sending you so much love, so much strength, my condolences, and sending you in all the empowerment that you need to push through and persevere and get to where you're going. Okay. Continue on your journey, because we need you here. All right. So I love you, Aries. I really hope you, like I said, enjoyed this reading. If you did, I really appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not. Feel free to check out the Patreon tiers that I'm offering now. And until next time, you guys, howdy.